The Cotton Harvest Tour on Ag Day is brought to you by Delta Pine, dedicated to cotton, committed to you.
Well, cotton harvest is closing in on the halfway mark across the U.S. According to USDA, 49% was harvested as of Sunday. That's 2 points ahead of average, but 5 points behind 2022. Now, statewide, Georgia farmers are running behind at 32% complete, which is 10 points behind the normal 5-year pace and trails last year by 14 points. Farm Journal's Tyne Morgan recently got a check on yields there in Georgia.
This area of southwest Georgia is home to 3 core crops: corn, peanuts, and cotton.
Cotton's very important to this area just because it adapts well and it's a very good rotation crop.
Neil Lee's family has tended to these soils since the 80s, and he started farming here in 2001. And this year, it's one to remember.
This year we started off, it was cool, dry when we started planting.
But then toward the end of May, Lee says it stayed cool, but turned extremely wet.
At the end of May, we got a lot of rain. It was times we got 5 to 6 inches at a time.
It wasn't just a shower here and there. Some of this farm ground was drowning from so much rain.
We had anywhere from 9 to, I think, 12 inches in a week. I would say that we lost somewhere between probably 7 and 10% of our crop.
Ethan Cody is the agronomist on this farm, and he says the cool temps also stunted the growth early on.
I looked to have us stand up within 6 to 8 days of planting. We had some stuff that was stretched all the way out to, 10, 12, 14 days.
As the crop was recovering from too much rain and the cooler temperatures, the area then saw a sudden switch with a heat wave hitting the crop.
It was one of the hottest summers we had that I can ever remember.
The heat this summer did help push the crop to maturity quicker. What was looking to be a delayed harvest is now right on time.
I would say our yield's going to be all over the board, really depending on planting date, but on an average across, I'd say that we're going to be right at our normal average. I think there's going to be some phenomenal cotton this year, and we're also going to have some stuff that's fairly disappointing.
But the one bonus growers in this area are seeing this year: bolls on the bottom of the plant.
It's always been said that the bottom crop is your money bolls, and most years we don't really get to count on that fully, but I'm optimistic that it's going to provide a bump to our yields.
While the plant bug pressure was heavy early on, it was fairly tame during the growing season. And it's the damage done early from such a cool weather that cotton growers could be paying a price for at harvest this year.
That's one thing that I'm worried about with factoring into our total yield, because that can be pretty detrimental. You may have some areas in the field that are doing 3 bales or better, but when you factor in the average for the total acres and 10% of those acres aren't there, that's going to affect what you come out with.
As this cotton gets picked and then graded at the gin, the lack of rain later in the season is fueling better grades and quality. But with dampened demand for cotton at home and around the globe, Lee says they're not getting paid a premium on those good grades like they normally would.
I just wish more people would wear more cotton and then put it in the stores.
As Lee reflects back on 2023, it's an average year, but his plea for more consumers is to buy and support American-grown cotton, a natural fiber that he hopes will continue to be the fabric of our lives.